Y'all back with another classic from the 70s. We got a 1971 Oldsmobile Cutlass today. As you can see, it's a hard top and it's finished in this beautiful blue. Let's go ahead and get into it. First thing, we're gonna preface this by saying this is gonna be our cheapest hard top Cutlass that we have had. I think it's listed at like $22,000, and it's because, you know, it needs a little bit of work for sure. Paint, I'm gonna give it about a 7, honestly. It looks better than driver's quality for sure, but there are some areas that you're gonna need work as well. So that front fender looks great. I think the wheels look amazing. They've obviously been painted. They got a new steel ring, and of course the tires are new, but I think it looks beautiful. It's one of my favorite things on Cutlasses is the color match wheel. Move it down. Passenger door looks pretty solid. Doesn't look crazy out of a line or anything. Here's our hood. I'm sorry, roof. Roof doesn't have any hail damage or anything like that. So it looks pretty solid. Chrome trim could probably be replaced. You got a little bit of pitting that's going to start on it. All chrome trim is present going down the car. Rear fender looks pretty solid as far as dents and waves are concerned. We do have a little bit of a scratch here. Rear glass is solid. There's no cracks in there, and the trim around it is present. Trunk looks pretty good. You guys can see that color. Gives you a better idea of what that color actually looks like. It kind of reminds me of the Mousseline blue. I didn't look this up to see what Cutlass what Oldsmobile calls it, but that is kind of the color that it reminds me of. Rear bumper's in good shape. No dents there or anything, and doesn't appear to be rusty either. Coming on over to the driver's side. That quarter looks solid, nice and straight. Nothing I can really point out there. And just so you guys can see this other part of the hood. Like I said, it's a pretty solid car. Once we get it on the rack, you'll see, like I said, it's got some soft spots in the floors and a little bit of bubbling down on the bottom of the panels. That's really what, you know, why we priced it the way that it did. It does run, drive, and stop. Windshield's in pretty solid condition in the front of the driver. No rock chips or anything. There is a crack running down this side right here. We tried to get it replaced, and it was like a 12-week back order for the windshield. It was no way we was gonna hold on to it for 3 months. So that was another thing that dropped the price a little bit for us. Front of the car looks pretty solid. Bumper is good, chrome is good. The headlight trim, somebody definitely has replaced it because it looks solid. It's kind of got that brushed nickel look, and it's in pretty good condition for sure. Hood appears to be properly aligned. It's not catching on any of these corners. There's no paint chips, dents, or anything. So again, as far as body dent work and things like that, really none to have to worry about there. Let me pop this. All right, so it's got a 350 in there, power brakes, power steering, non-AC vehicle. Relatively clean under here, honestly, but for what it is. So let's shut that all the way. All right, here's our trunk. There's no carpet or anything to hide anything, so you guys can see trunk pans are solid. No soft spots, no rips. Got your surface rust because there's nothing there to hide anything. Coating starts failing, but definitely a solid trunk. Check out the interior. I think the interior is probably one of the highlights of the vehicle. Beautiful blue leather seats. No tears, no rips back here. Somebody added those 2 6x9s in the rear. Manual windows. Front bench seat. Again, really good condition. Nothing that really needs to be replaced there. Passenger door panel, no warping. Trimming is a little tiny bit rough, but that's not something that's super important, to be honest. And you got a good dash. No cracks and no warping there. And carpet looks solid. Coming on over to the driver's side. We do have a little bit of a rip right there. Otherwise, nothing that I did notice. Driver side door panel again, looks just like the passenger. Let me get in here. Got a little bit of a rip here. Driver seat was solid. I know I sat down on it, but like I said, dash is in pretty good condition. Let me go ahead and fire this up. I'll let that idle for a second. Get my seatbelt on. Alright, got that on. Left turn signal, right turn signal. I can hear them clicking, and left one shows in the dash, right one does not. No horn, wipers on, lights are on. I can see them reflecting off the car up there. Again, no heat or AC, blower not working. Radio works. Everything else is manual, so no reason to really check that. Let's go ahead. Mileage reads 68,826. Just take this one down the street and back, because as you guys can kind of see, we're a little bit busy right now. So 350 sounds good. It's got decent power as you expect. Nothing that you're going to be sitting around racing people. Speedometer is working. That first shift was pretty smooth. It's got new brakes in the front. They are on the firm side, just letting you know that. So like 23 degrees here too, so it's freezing cold, and I forgot to roll the windows up. So sounds good. Shifts have been smooth. It rides how I expect. You know, these are obviously sporty vehicles, so the ride quality is going to be a little bit on the firmer side, so you're going to feel every bump. You know, it's just normal. There's nothing crazy there. I'm gonna turn around here. Like I said, she sounds good. Hands off the wheel, she's tracking straight. Clearly the steering wheel is not clocked correctly. This should be turned 90 degrees. So aftermarket steering wheels though, that happens. No crazy sounds, no belt squeal, nothing like that. So definitely feels solid. Nothing I can really complain about there. So I'm gonna head back and get her on the rack, and we will check out underneath. All right, y'all, we got the Cutlass up on the rack. Again, rear bumper looks good. No signs of rust, no dents, pretty solid for what it is. Getting underneath, as we advertised, the reason that this hardtop Cutlass is like the cheapest one that we've ever had, you are gonna need some floors. So gas tank looks good. No signs of leaks or anything. Frame is pretty solid. Nothing there to really write home about. Got your factory 10 bolt, Buick Olds Pontiac style. No issues there. At some point in time, the exhaust clearly has been done because it would have been rusted out. Drums in the rear. Going down the right side, frame looks nice and straight. Looking at the floors again, we do have some soft spots right there and over here. So coming down the driver's side, frame looks good as well. And got a soft spot right up in here and a little one here. So it's always your choice how you go about restoring things. Me personally, you know, as much as I've gone through, if it was me, I'd probably put together a good list of things that I want to do and then do it that way, because when you do a floor pan, you're basically looking at doing your everything's almost coming out the interior as far as the floor, the seats and everything. So at that time, it's time to go ahead and get your carpet replaced. And if you're going to be putting them seats back in, that's a good time to go ahead and get your reupholstering done if you need to. I think this interior is pretty solid, so I probably wouldn't have to worry about it. But I will say, you have the option of getting quarter pans, half pans, and full pans based on your area. If you're a welder yourself, or if you have somebody that does welding, you know, if it was me, I'd probably do the whole pan. I wouldn't try to do each individual quarter. I'm moving that out the way. I wouldn't do each individual quarter. I'll probably just do the whole pan, have it all done, get the bottom undercoated, and go at it from there. No signs of leak from the oil or trans pan. New disc brakes up in the front. Everything appears to be completely stock. No signs of leaking from the power steering or the radiator. And that's it, non-AC. Front bumper looks pretty solid. Again, no crazy dents, rust. I can see that there is a little dent here underneath the bottom. You can't really tell looking down, but I do see it there. Coming around, looks pretty solid. New tires, all 4 corners. These wheels actually look good. I'm wondering if somebody repainted them. They don't have any curb rash. I know that's just the ring, but looks pretty good. Coming down the body, it is a little bit dirty from driving, but got a little tiny bit of bubbling here. Chrome cladding looks solid. And then as we come around to the rear, I got a little bit of a crack right here. So again, just being honest, me myself having a you know, messing with hard A bodies like this. This is as cheap as it is. I know some people think, you know, $20,000, that ain't really cheap. It's not. But for a hard top A body that run drives and stops, it's a good starting point for you to go ahead and make it your own. So whether it's paint, whether it's the floors, LS swap, whatever, it's definitely a good starting point for sure. And way cheaper than you're gonna get in a hard top Chevelle as well. Coming down the driver's side, again, it's pretty solid. A little bit of bubbling on this door, but it was pretty straight up until that point. All right, y'all, so if you're interested in this Cutlass, give us a call at 256-801-4409. Check us out at Rolling Museums on the website and Instagram. As always, appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe below.